This is Dale Anderson. Welcome to our Wednesday night Windy Hill workshop. We do a workshop every Wednesday, usually about 7 p.m. If you'll sign up for my autoresponder later, I can send you notices. Okay, let's start first of all by talking about, let me get organized here. Write a book. And I know some of you are saying, well, why? Well, let me show you kind of what the blueprint for doing this is that you write a book, and then you make a video of each chapter that you wrote. And then you post that video on a page in your blog. You also should consider making a summary video. And in this workshop, I'm going to kind of tell you what I've done with my book, The Big Business Card. First of all, there's an introduction. You can kind of give a general overall view of what's included in this deal. And why should you publish a book? Well, there's a whole lot of reasons for publishing a book. First of all, it brings you into the physical world. You can't do everything online. But if you've got a book, it opens doors to you that would not be open otherwise. First of all, it increases a lot of things. Now, I'll caution you to write a skinny book. Nobody wants to read a long book. Just include the things that would be of interest to your prospects or customers. Now, credibility. A book will give you a whole ton of credibility. The term author comes from authority. You got to be somewhat of authority on your subject if you write a book, right? Now, it allows you to mix digital and physical. You can include preferably short links in your book to some things that you don't want to print in the book, but would be of interest to your prospect. Branding. It enhances your branding. People say, oh, look at this. Dale Anderson wrote a book. And not everybody has a book. So if you have one and another guy doesn't, you got better credibility and branding. It helps to get people engaged. Their engagement increases with physical books. It's just a proven fact that that's what happens. Now, who's going to be interested in my book? Well, how about somebody that is interested in the topic? Now, if they see that you have a book and it includes things that they're interested in, that's a big help. Now, the benefit of a book is you can educate your prospects. You include all the details. Now, when you talk to somebody, I don't know if you're anything like me, I can tell you what I do, yada, 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 and I always leave something out. But when you write a book, you've got the time to go into the details of every single thing you do. And I suggest you do that. Now, this is my favorite. FAQs and SAQs. What's a FAQ? Those are frequently asked questions. Now, what are they? Well, you should know that. You should know what people ask you about your product, your service, whatever you're writing about. If you've talked to enough people, they gotta have asked you questions. Include those in the book. And then also include SAQs. Now, what the heck is a SAQ? It's a should ask question. If people don't know squat about your topic or your service or your product, they don't know they don't know what questions to ask. So you include those should ask questions in your book. You have a section in there on Q&A, question and answer. And this is kind of a nice deal because you can come up with a script that goes, Susie asks, how much does the product cost? Well, you respond with, the answer is, depends, or whatever you want to say, okay? Now, there's a lot of things, and I'm not going to be able to remember all of them here. I'm kind of pressed for time tonight, just getting in here. But coupons are great. You can print any number of coupons, 10% off, 20% off, free, whatever you can muster. Things kind of neat is you include maps to your business. Okay, I say I got a typo here. Copy of business card. Taken, the other day I needed a copy of a business card. I took my scanner and I scanned the card. I increased the size, and I put that on a website. I could just as easy put that in my book. Flow charts and diagrams. I like flow charts and diagrams. I'm a visual person. One chart can explain a whole lot of details without consuming a whole bunch of words and boring the people out of their gourds. Mind maps, I use mind maps all the time. I'm a mind map fan. You include ticket to upcoming seminars. Make sure you list all your products and services. You also should have a schedule of upcoming events. And of course, we all have tips we can give on our business or product. Every book should have a call to action. You should tell them, go to my website. You should tell them other things too, like give me a call, because you're going to include your phone number, right? You're going to say, give me a call here, 830-243-2598. And you're going to give your location. That may include address. Some people don't want people coming to their place. Maybe they work out of their home. They're not going to tell people where they live. That's fine. But you can at least say, I can tell you, I don't mind doing that because I'm a guy and I own lots of guns, so you can come here. But a lot of people could just say, instead of saying 420 Windy Hill, Seguin, Texas, I can tell you I'm located in Seguin, Texas. Now, what are you going to do with that book once you get it published? Where are you going to sell it or give it away? Now, these books, if you keep them skinny, they're going to run you about somewhere between $2 and $3 a piece. Now, most of you sell something worth a hell of a lot more than $2 or $3. So you can afford to give these books away usually. You choose that. I'm not going to push you on that, but if you got a chance to give somebody a book and they seem interested, go for it. You can give them away at seminars. You can give them away at workshops that you give locally in your own town. You can give them away at speaking engagements. Now, I wouldn't give them to the people that pass out to 3,000 people. No, you could say something like, if you're interested, come up here and I'll give you a copy of my book. Now, I kind of petered out here. I was getting close to 7 o'clock and I had to kind of chop this off. But you can include your book and where they can get it in every autoresponder message. You can have your book laying around in the reception area of your shop or office. You could have extra copies on the coffee table at your home. You should carry around copies in your car. And no matter, whenever you talk to people, offer them a copy of your book. Now, I hope this has been somewhat helpful to you. But a book will give you a real good framework for the rest of your business. And it also, even tonight, I learned something. I went back, reviewed my book, and I thought, oh, geez, I better start doing some of this stuff. Now, because I ran short of time, I'm going to read a little bit out of my book. See, I'm trying to get this. Okay, yeah. This is kind of awkward, but just so you know, I'm not BSing you. That was my book. Now, in here, I didn't have time to put it in this workshop, but you can market your book at live seminars, on your website, on your blog, in your email. Or, the ones you send and the ones in your autoresponder. In your if you have a newsletter, mention your book. Signs. I use a lot of signs. I'm a firm believer in signs. And every time you give a presentation, talk about your book. When you have videos, when you can, somewhere, talk about your book. Articles. No matter what the article is about, at the very end you can say, hey, if you'd like to see what I do here, pick up my book. Reports, again, include the book in your, if you will, signature. When you make press releases, mention your book. Teleseminars, I don't do much of those, but you could do that. And speeches, whenever you give a speech. Matter of fact, you could include some of the points in your speech about your book. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you tonight, and I'll see you next Wednesday night, 7 p.m.